Hello and welcome back to the FS Football channel and today's episode of Premier League Preview. Before we look at this week's fixtures, let's look at last week's results, which saw Newcastle shock Everton in their 2-1 victory over the Toffees. And of course, in the biggest game of the week, Arsenal beat Manchester United 1-0 thanks to an Aubameyang penalty in the 69th minute after a really poor and sloppy Paul Pogba foul on Hector Bellerin. If you do want to go watch that match preview, the match watch along, it is on the channel. Anyway, let's get into this week's fixtures. Brighton versus Burnley. Both teams here haven't started this season brilliantly. I think Brighton have been better than their results have suggested that they have been, but haven't been good enough at getting the points on the board, obviously only winning one game this season. And I feel like they will start to improve slowly but surely. They should have beat Manchester United. They should have beat Chelsea, in my opinion, in the first few games of the season. And unfortunately, they didn't for them. Well, fortunately, they didn't beat Man United. Obviously, we had that late penalty, which Bruno Fernandes converted. Obviously, it was after the full-time whistle, which made it even better for me. Burnley have yet to win a game and have only got 1 point all season. Burnley this season have been everything but what they've been throughout their time in the Premier League. They've been easy to beat. They've been not good enough defensively, and realistically, they've lacked goals. And I think it was always going to hit Burnley soon. With the lack of spending, their chairman has given, the lack of funds the chairman has given to Sean Dyche was always going to come back to bite him, and it clearly has now. I think in the summer, they spent £2 million on Dale Stephens. That was never going to be enough to keep them competing and keep them at mid-table. They lost Jeff Hendrick, which is a big part to their game. And I'm not surprised to see them struggling this year. However, I do think they will get a point today and their second point of the season. I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw. Southampton versus Newcastle United. Southampton come into this game in fine form and find themselves fifth in the table, and they'll be very happy with how they're playing right now after what was a troubling start to the season. Rafael who has his team playing fantastically, and they're going to be really excited for the season so far. I think they've looked exciting, they've looked good, they look promising, and they're finally starting to really click it into play and are looking strong. I think obviously they're going to miss Danny Ings, who is apparently going to be out for a couple of weeks. However, I think Che Adams has played brilliantly right now, and I feel like he can take, obviously not the high standard that Danny Ings have set this season and last season, but I think he'll be able to carry on and get him through games like Newcastle, where I don't think Newcastle are very good. Yes, they beat Everton last week in what was a fantastic result, but Newcastle aren't that good. And yeah, I don't rate Newcastle, and I feel like Southampton are going to win this game, and it's going to be pretty comfortable. I think Callum Wilson and St. Maximin, whenever you got them in their team, Newcastle are going to cause problems because of their brilliance, and despite Steve Bruce's lack of tactical nous. But like I said, I do think Southampton will win the game. I do think it's going to be a nice, easy 2-0 win for the Saints. Third game of the weekend it's the early kickoff on Saturday. It's Everton versus Manchester United. Now, Everton and Manchester United both come into this game in horrific form. Manchester United losing their last two games, obviously, to Arsenal in the Premier League, and most shockingly, their 2-1 defeat to Istanbul Başakşehir in the Champions League. Everton come into this game having just lost to Southampton, and then obviously Newcastle, like explained earlier on. And I don't, like I always do, I don't go into too much depth for this game, for the Man United games, because I do the match preview, which will be out later on today. But I don't like to say this, but I don't think Manchester United will win it. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is massively on the line. They need to win it. However, I don't see them winning it, unfortunately for Ole. I think Everton are going to win this game 2-1, and that, I take no pride in saying that. I'm a man that, against my better judgment sometimes, I always see Manchester United winning the game. And I know Man United could win this game, but I don't see it happening, unfortunately. And like I said, I think Everton will win this game 2-1. Crystal Palace versus Leeds. These two teams find themselves neck and neck in the table, finding themselves 12th and 13th. And obviously, it's a 6-pointer for them. Whoever wins it, they can put space between the two teams. And I feel like Leeds are the better side in this game. I like Crystal Palace and what they've done this season. I think I like that Mitchell at left back. I think he looked quite good. I like the signing of Eze. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Wilfried Zaha. I thought Michy Batshuayi was a good signing for them. However, Leeds are just the Leeds, aren't they? They look brilliant. I think in recent weeks they've not been themselves. I think against Leicester they were really poor Leeds, and they're gonna kick it. They're gonna get a kick up the arse by Marcelo Bielsa, and they will be back to at least near their best in this one. Leeds have deserved to probably be higher in this Premier League table, and I'm going to honour how brilliant they've been by giving them a 2-0 win. Chelsea versus Sheffield United. Sheffield United and Chelsea have had polarising seasons. Chelsea find themselves in 7th, probably a bit under where they would expect it to be and where they want to be this season. Sheffield United are awful. They've, again, only picked up 1 point this season, and they look nowhere near their best. I think Chelsea will win this game. I think they'll win it quite comfortably as well. I'm going 2-0 Chelsea. West Ham United versus Fulham. West Ham are currently sat 14th in the table, while Fulham are 17th. West Ham have looked pretty good recently. They played well against Liverpool, they played well against Liverpool despite losing 2-1. And I mean, against the top teams, they've looked solid. They've looked strong defensively. They've conceded a few goals, but on the whole strong, and they've looked capable of breaking. And I think that Kufal at right back has been fantastic for them. And I feel like Moyes is creating something there. I don't think he's a good manager, and I'll stand by that. I think it will be interesting to see what happens if someone like Declan Rice gets injured and what will happen to their season. Obviously, Mikel Antonio is out for a while, so again, we'll be interested to see what happens there. Obviously, that probably does mean Sebastian Haller will start top, who was fantastic for Frankfurt before moving to West Ham, but hasn't set the world alight since moving to England. However, I do think West Ham will win this game. I don't think Fulham have looked great. I like some of their players. I think Alexander Mitrovic is a fantastic striker. I like Anguissa. I think he's a good ball winner. However, I do think West Ham will win this game. I am going 1-0. West Brom versus Tottenham. This is going to be an interesting game. I don't think West Brom are great. However, I think Tottenham have at times looked pretty vulnerable. That Pereira for them is very, very good and technical. And I feel like sometimes their defenders can be a bit rash. I do like the look of Reguilon. I would have liked him at Manchester United if we didn't get Alex Telles. Obviously, we turned him down because we didn't want to have a buyback fee, which I agree with, to be fair, actually. Thinking about it, I do agree that we shouldn't have had a buyback fee because it's more of a loan at that point, which you don't want to have that possibility to lose a player who, especially if a 13th player, without any say. But I think West Brom are there for the taking against Tottenham, and I feel like Tottenham will take that. I think Tottenham have looked very good recently, and they will win this game. I'm going 3-0 Tottenham. Leicester City versus Wolves. Leicester have looked fantastic recently. I think they've just won 4-0 in their Europa League game, and they're currently sat second in the league, 1 point from first, and they'll believe they can go first. Obviously, the next game in the week is Man City versus Liverpool. We'll get to that, but that does mean Leicester do have a chance to go top if Man City can do them a job. And they're playing a Wolves team that haven't been at their best this season, but are looking slowly but surely, probably just about getting to that stage where they are playing at their best. Leicester will be hopeful. They've got Jamie Vardy back and firing. Kelechi Iheanacho has been brilliant today in the Europa League, and they'll believe they can beat this Wolves side that are very good defensively, but probably lacking a bit going forward at the moment. Like I say, Wolves, they're just about getting to their best after what was quite a poor start in their high expectations and view. But I don't see either team being able to take a hold of this game and really winning it. I feel like it will be a draw. I feel like both teams will score. I think it's going to be 1-0. Manchester City versus Liverpool. After I did comment on this game slightly that Manchester City could do Leicester a favour and win this game. Man City have looked pretty good recently. They've not looked outstanding, and they're going to need to improve. They've dropped too many points. Really, they've drawn 2 games and lost 1. And yes, they've played a game less than everyone else. And if they win that game in hand, that does take them into 4th, which I mean they'd be alright with 4th right now. They've dropped, but like I said, they've dropped points that they didn't really need to. I think that centre back partnership of Ruben Diaz and Aymeric Laporte will be really, really good once it gets used to each other and gets settled. And I feel like that was Manchester City's main problem. Their defence was awful last year, and they couldn't stop conceding and shipping goals. And I feel like Ruben Diaz and Aymeric Laporte will help to stop that. Leadership is still a problem in that team without Vincent Kompany there. And I feel like that's been a case and a reason why they have been so sloppy recently as well as that. I mean, losing Vincent Kompany was massive because they lost not just a fantastic centre-back, but a leader. And I feel like they've replaced that fantastic centre-back now, but maybe not that leader. However, Liverpool have just got Alisson back, and they're looking decent defensively. Obviously, Reece Williams is now playing for them because of a lack of centre-back options. Joel Matip looks like he may just be fit to start for Liverpool alongside what we assume will be Joe Gomez. So, theoretically, they could be at a quite strong back line, Liverpool, but at the same time, if Reece Williams is playing, they will be in danger because Gabriel Jesus is now back. Ferran Torres looks fantastic at the moment for Man City. Sterling will be on form as he usually is against Liverpool. And I think it's going to be an interesting game. I don't see either team keeping a clean sheet. And I don't see any team winning this game either. I'm going 2-2. And finally, we have Arsenal versus Villa. Now, last year, Villa obviously beat Arsenal 1-0. And they thoroughly deserved to win that game. It was just after they beat Liverpool, Arsenal, and then they struggled to break down Aston Villa. So I expect to see a similar Villa performance where they'll be dogged, hard to break down, and then they'll try and hit Arsenal on the break. And I think Arsenal will go there to try and control the game. And I feel that's what they'll probably do. They'll probably dominate the possession and create the most chances. I feel like the magic of Jack Grealish and Ollie Watkins will probably get them a goal, though. And it's just about whether I can see Arsenal getting some themselves to win the game. And I think they will. I think they will get some goals. I think they will win the game. I think Arsenal, they showed what they can do against Manchester United on the break. And they dominated the game, really. And they didn't let Manchester United break. Thomas Partey was absolutely fantastic in that game. And I expect to see another fantastic performance from him. I think Aubameyang is slowly but surely getting back to his level. Again, I don't think he was amazing against Manchester United, but he scored his penalty. And I think that will give him a confidence boost and will kick him on for the rest of the season. And I feel like they will win 2-1. Now, my player to watch will be Chelsea's striker, Timo Werner. I feel like against Sheffield United, he could have a field day. Against a goalkeeper I don't rate highly, Timo Werner can play off the left or as a number 9. So he could play anywhere really across that front line. And I feel like he will get in the goals. He's been in good form. He scored 2 penalties in Krasnodar in the Champions League and will be looking to score more goals. And I think he will. So he will be my player to watch. If you did enjoy this video, please do hit that like button below. Subscribe down below as well if you're new. And comment down below what you think of the video and your predictions. Anyway, it's been your boy and thank you for watching. Peace.